Hello, my name's Simonaz, and welcome to another Simonaz Guide video. Today, we're going to be doing a solo Upper Blackrock Spire run to kill Warchief Rend Blackhand. Our goal here is to gain the Felstriker epic Dagger that he drops, which is about a 1 in 50 chance. This item's desirable because it's very good in combination with Fan of Knives when fighting large numbers of enemies, both for raiding and for gold farming in instances like Karazhan. Now, let's get to it. On this character, I have much better gear, but this farm does not require gear that's this good. So we're going to intentionally downgrade a lot of these items just so you can see that they're not necessary. This is the armor set that we'll be using, which is almost all full collective gear. We have one Brutal Gladiator Slicer with a Mongoose enchant, and we have one Signet of Primal Wrath. An important consumable to bring along with you is level 65 food that restores 18,000 health over 30 seconds. This can be bought from any of the innkeepers in the major cities: Ironforge, Stormwind, Darnassus, Orgrimmar, Undercity, or Thunderbluff for Horde. This helps us heal up after fights very quickly, and especially with weaker gear, we'll need to heal frequently. There's nothing particularly difficult about this run, but the better gear you have, the faster it's going to go. I do recommend using a particular talent specialization to make this easier. If you have really good gear, you can do this, in Assassination spec or Subtlety spec, or you can probably just do it in a regular combat raiding spec if you want to, but this talent specialization is optimized for this run, taking both offensive and defensive talents in the combat tree. This is very similar to a leveling combat spec. Just 5 points in Assassination for Malice, and then we're using glyphs of Sprint and Expose Armor. Neither of these glyphs are really important. The glyph of Safe Fall is nice because you will take a big drop in 1 point in the run, and if you have glyph of Safe Fall, you'll take less damage for that, so you don't have to heal yourself as much. Let's get to the run proper. Zone into Upper Blackrock Spire and get it going. We'll start a timer in the lower right here so you can see exactly how long it takes me. I'm going to put Wound Poison on both of my weapons. At a low gear level and against enemies that don't live very long, double Wound Poison is definitely what you want to do. It's just more damage than instant poison at this low gear level, and we need a poison that causes a debuff to trigger our Savage Combat effect. If we used double instant, we'd have no poison debuffs, and we wouldn't get this 4% physical damage bonus. A lot of this run is just going to be killing mobs, and not too much super interesting is going to happen, so a lot of portions of this video will be sped up. I'll have it in normal time when I want to explain something that's going on. And in this first room, we have 7 of these cubbies with orcs in them. And we need to kill all 7 cubbies full of orcs to be able to progress to the first boss. Most of these don't really matter, but the Blackhand summoners will summon in additional enemies if you let them. So it is a good idea to take those out first to make sure that they don't summon in extra enemies for you to kill. I like to use 1 offensive cooldown per pack of orcs. I used a Blade Flurry there. I'll use a Killing Spree on the next one. It helps speed things up. And that one hurt me quite a bit, so I'm going to use this high level food, and you can see my health goes up really quickly using that food, which is great. Saves a lot of time having access to that to heal yourself very quickly. Against this last pack of orcs, I'm going to use a sap to reduce the number of enemies I have to fight at once, because I don't have any of my cooldowns up. It's a safety precaution. Takes me, makes me take a little bit less damage here. Now that all the orcs are defeated, this door is open, so we can move on to the first boss. Something I forgot to mention at the start of the video is You no longer need the Upper Blackrock Spire Seal of Ascension key to access the upper portion of this instance. The door is just automatically open at the start, so that's not something you have to worry about anymore. Also, this Pyroguard Emberseer boss no longer requires 3 people to channel at his altar to summon the boss. You can do it with just 1. So this is totally soloable now, and you do not need the Seal of Ascension key anymore. Blade Flurry is really nice to take out all of these incarcerators, and it's important that you have all of them attacking you from the front. When you have enemies that attack you from behind, you're unable to dodge their attacks, so you effectively take more damage. So when they all came around me, I moved a little bit so that they were all positioned in front of my character. Pyroguard Emberseer has a timer before he spawns, and you can engage him. After you channel the altar, then you can attack the incarcerators, and once you start attacking the incarcerators, this timer for Pyroguard will start. So you often have to wait before you can actually engage the Emberseer. From here, we'll stealth all the way to Warchief, Rend, Blackhand, the arena area where you have that boss. But I want to heal up first, just in case I accidentally aggro something along the way. I want to have some health so I'll be able to fight it and not, instantly die. Once you jump into this arena area, the scripted event will start, where waves of enemies will spawn from here and come and attack you. So you want to be sure you're full health before you jump into there, because combat's going to start pretty quickly. You have only a couple seconds. These waves become increasingly difficult. The early ones only have 1 elite and a couple non-elites. Especially for weaker geared characters, I suggest letting the mobs come to you. If you have a very strong geared character, you can just go up in front here and fight the mobs even behind the gate. It's just a little bit faster that way, if your character is strong enough to do that, because you don't have to wait as long between each of the waves of mobs. But you can see, especially with this weak character, I will sometimes want to heal between each of these waves. I don't want to be directly engaged in combat right away. So I'm going to distract, and then eat food, and then these guys can come to me now that I'm ready. Starting on the 3rd wave, you'll start having these orcs, these Blackhand dragon handlers. These can be sapped, which is really great to reduce your damage taken, so you don't fight as many enemies at the same time. I generally like to save my cooldown abilities for the later waves that have more elites in them, but using them on the early waves is also fine. They'll generally be up before your more difficult waves spawn anyways. Here, I don't have as many cooldowns as I would like, so I'm going to open with not only a sap, but also a blind on one of the other elites, and then try to take out the remaining mobs very quickly. Drag it away so my killing spree doesn't interfere with any of the crowd-controlled enemies. And then come over here, we can use a dismantle on the elite, and then we'll have evasion up before the end of this fight, and we'll be able to use it. I don't have any on this character, but it is a very good idea to bring healing potions as well as bandages to get you out of tough spots like this. If you look at the video, we had a couple of close calls on some of these packs where a healing potion or bandage would have made it easy and not such a risk of dying. After the last wave of enemies is defeated, there's a pretty big wait period of about 90 seconds where Warchief Rend Blackhand will be very upset that you were able to defeat all of his minions, and Lord Victor Nefarious will send the Warchief to defeat you. Well, we'll see how that goes. But for now, we have to wait a little while for Warchief Rend to come in. So most of your cooldowns will come back before then, and you have plenty of time to loot or skin any of these dragons and heal yourself up. When Rend comes out, he'll be on his dragon mount, Gith. So you'll fight against Gith first, and when Gith gets to low health, Warchief Rend will jump off of the dragon and fight you individually. I like to save my Blade Flurry until Gith gets a little bit lower, so then it will affect both Gith and Warchief Rend. Just like this, we do some cooldowns, and Rend pops up, big evasion, repost, adrenaline rush, dealing some damage here. We're getting kind of low health, but we've got evasion, we've got adrenaline rush, we're dealing a lot of damage. We'll take him down. And easy as that, you can defeat Warchief Rend Blackhand in Upper Blackrock Spire, even with really bad gear. It's just slower and more difficult. If you have a more geared character, you can do these runs faster. This one took me about 18 minutes, 20 seconds to kill Rend. On a full best in slot rogue, I can do these in under 12 minutes in and out and hit instance cap. If you're planning to do a lot of these runs, I'd recommend farming a brutal PvP armor set, 2 brutal weapons and 5-piece set. Having a little bit better gear than collective makes these runs significantly easier. Now, let's see if we actually got what we came here for. We got a chromatic carapace, which is an epic quest item to get an epic chest armor, but that's not what we were after. We're looking for a Felstriker, which we did not get. We got a Dalren's Sacred Charge. Would have been real nice if we were level 60, but not today. Now it's gonna vendor for 4 gold, 93 silver. Not bad. I tend to make about 25 to 30 gold per run doing these runs. And now once you've defeated Rend, you can exit out this way for a really quick reset of the instance. You just want to stealth past these guys. You can aggro them if you want to, but sometimes the veterans will charge and knock you back, and they can actually knock you all the way into this lava down here if you get really unlucky. So I like stealthing past them to make sure that doesn't happen. But you just fall off this ledge here, off of that ledge there, and go in this way. We're going to let these guys aggro. It's not a big deal. You can just gouge him and keep moving. Sprint around here. And around this way, and we're right back at the start of Upper Blackrock Spire. Reset the instance, and do it again. Hopefully, we have better luck next time. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. Thanks for watching the Simonized Show. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Can't wait for more sweet videos? Links are on screen that you can watch right now. Be sure to join the Discord server and pop by on Twitch to catch me live. Links to both are in the video description. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.